Hey friends, welcome back to the Morning Mindset. Kerry Green here. I am glad you're with me. How you doing today? Are you ready to get your mind aligned with the truth of God? That's our goal here at the Morning Mindset, because today is what matters. Today, thinking and therefore acting as God thinks is our goal with these Morning Mindsets. So join me today as we dig into Proverbs chapter 24, verses 8 and 9. And we're going to be looking into something that Solomon describes as an abomination to mankind. That's a big word, abomination. We're going to unpack it in just a moment. Before we move forward, I want to remind you there is a companion journal to the Morning Mindset. Did you know that? It's a journal that you can fill out as you listen with your thoughts, your insights into the topics that we're talking about day by day in the Morning Mindset. It goes day by day. If you skip a day, it's no big deal. You can just start where you left off. Please go check it out. It's at kerrygreen.com/journal. That's CAREY green.com/journal. All right, today, as we look at this issue of an abomination, let's just define that real quickly. What is an abomination? Well, first of all, that word is a word we find in the scriptures in a few isolated places. And it's usually a word that's used in talking about something that God himself despises. And the word abomination is even stronger than the word despise. Okay, an abomination is just something that is like the worst it could be, is the exact opposite of what it should be. It's something that God just absolutely hates. I mean, I can't say it strongly enough to communicate to you what an abomination is. Well, here in this passage, Solomon says there is something that is an abomination to mankind. Now, that's a very interesting take on the word. Let's read the entire passage to find out what it is Solomon's talking about. He says in Proverbs 24, 8 and 9, "Whoever plans to do evil will be called a schemer. The devising of folly is sin, and the scoffer is an abomination to mankind." Okay, so in the context here, Solomon talks about three different types of people. He says one who plans to do evil, so someone who is scheming up evil plans, says he will be called a schemer. So that person is labeled schemer. He's a schemer. That means he's coming up with evil ideas and plans. The next one says the devising of folly, that word folly means foolishness, is sin. So wait a minute, isn't that kind of saying the same thing as he just said? Someone who plans to do evil, someone who's devising foolishness is doing something sinful. That's the same kind of person, even though he describes it a little differently. And then he says, and the scoffer is an abomination to mankind. And what is a scoffer? Well, a scoffer is someone who kind of clicks their tongue at things that are upright and upstanding. Someone who makes fun of them, someone who says, "Oh, that's so old-fashioned. That's not modern. That's not very contemporary or sensitive." Or they'll put all kinds of words to it. But what they're doing is they're mocking or deriding something that is actually good. That's what a scoffer is doing, and it's saying all of these people, the ones who plan to do evil, the ones who devise foolishness, the ones who scoff at what is good, they themselves are an abomination to mankind. So in other words, they're doing the exact opposite of what brings blessing and good and God's grace to mankind. And so mankind, in the end, is going to hate those kinds of people. Remember how strong that word abomination is. It means they are doing damage upon damage upon damage to mankind, to society, to culture, to history. You see, so much in our world these days that is evil is being triumphed or trumpeted as good. Things like abortion, things like homosexuality and the acceptance of transgenderism. I mean, all kinds of things that the Bible clearly states are bad things are being touted as good things in our world. And if you don't toe the party line, you are derided and you are marginalized and you are slandered. But friends, we can't be deterred by those things, because Solomon tells us right here that plans to do evil, which all of those things would qualify as, are an abomination to mankind, and we should maintain the attitude God maintains about such things, as Proverbs 24:9 teaches us. Jesus, give us hearts that look at our world and see our world as you do. Hearts that are pure, hearts that are just and strong, hearts that are compassionate, yet hold the line when we say what is evil and what is good. Lord, enable us to be people of righteousness in the day and age in which we live. Give us your eyes to see. In your name we pray.